Stroman and Jones were regular jerseys. I know it's not the physical day of the week, but how do you feel about them right now?
Good. They were good today. Made some plays out there. Got good work yesterday. Had a little bit of contact today. I don't think we'll know till in game, but they're both ready to go. They'll both play.
Is Canteen, you prepare him more after last week?
Yeah, he's still good. He's working at safety. He can always slide back over to corner. He's playing nickel still. He's truly a utility knife. I mean, he's played boundary safety, field safety, nickel, and both corners. So he's a smart guy. He works at it. So he's ready to go in the game at field safety if necessary, if something should happen with those guys or one of them. But he's also got his time at nickel, and we can always slide him back over the corner.
Is this why you guys always look for interchangeability in those defensive backs?
Yeah, it's very valuable. I think we got a couple guys. I'm not so sure that Jalen Jones couldn't play some corner for us, but those guys being able to move around is important. In the back four, and also in those at that second level with those linebackers. So the more we can train that, the better we are.
What is the trait that stands out when you see that interchangeability? What is the one thing you need in a defensive back that goes, hey, you can play any of these spots?
Yeah, I think you need quickness and explosiveness. Just a guy that can really move his feet and flip his hips, and you can get away with a lot. You don't have to be a 4-3, 4-4 guy if you have those traits at corner. Particularly if we can put you in the boundary, if you got a little size. I think those things, being a twitchy guy that can, be explosive out in space, I think that's probably the best trait.
Where's most Phillips fitting in with the safeties? You still have him in the rotation?
Oh yeah, he's in a rotation with Nasir.
And how's he come along this year? You had him for spring, and it looks like when he's on the field, he's able to make plays.
Yeah, I'm excited about him. He's a very physical player. He's still learning the position, but he's a good learner. He's got a good frame on him. I think he's going to be a really nice-looking safety, and it's important to him.
Did you have a talk with him after the targeting?
We did, yeah. And I just said, if you use your forearm, it's a judgment call for the official. You come in there like that and lay somebody out. You got to have body on body and make sure you see what you're hitting. You got to coach that stuff all the time right now.
The NC State game last year was sort of the disaster with the false starts on the offensive line. I don't know how much of that was NC State stunting and shifting beforehand. I imagine they do a lot of that this year. Do you have to address that this week?
Yeah, we got to talk about it. We'll explain it to the officials again, but they're not doing it as much as they did last year. You don't see the exaggeration. They changed some. They made some adjustments with that rule in the off season. They don't want to see the exaggerated movements. You can be sudden, you can be quick with it, but you can't have animated movements, which was a good rule.
When you mentioned yesterday with Armstrong, the offense looks completely different with the way he runs the ball. In terms of the way you guys have played mobile quarterbacks, Schrader shut him down. Good job with Castellanos. What do you think this defense is in terms of being able to put hat on hat and defend all of that?
Yeah, I think the first challenge with him is he runs through a lot of tackles, particularly defensive backs. I saw that, every game he's played in this year. But you got to load the box on these guys, and when they got an extra ball carrier in their backfield, it's challenging. Particularly, they're putting 10 back there some now, and he's dangerous with the football. So, as we know, running the quarterback, that's an extra element to your offense, to the run game, and they got that going for them.
Did your time here as a grad assistant overlap with Corey Moore?
Yes.
Is it special that he's being honored Saturday for going to the College Football Hall of Fame? Charlie Wiles is across the sideline from him. You worked with him to have him here for the finale?
Yeah, absolutely. I've known Corey. I was here for 2 years. Corey's first 2 seasons here, and really proud and happy for him. His accomplishments here and being drafted to the NFL. And he came over and saw us at the Louisville game in the hotel that night. Spent some time and was on the sideline. So, great guy. Charlie coached him, and close relationship there. So, I think it's pretty cool.
Was he as intense as he seems?
He was. Yeah, he was a hard. He was a. That attitude that he had. He practiced with it. You know, he was an aggressive practice player, and you know, kind of came in as a linebacker and got moved to defensive end, and people weren't sure if he'd ever be big enough, and boy, did he prove them wrong. You know, he was strong and fast and tenacious, but he had, you know, you talk about mentality, he had it. That was a real strength of his that I think helped allow him to be a good player.
Was he bellowed over the years? A couple weeks ago, I was probably not.
I don't know. You know, I was sitting there. I mean, you know, you still feel like you don't want to mess with him at all. You know, good dude.
Did you see like the way he played at defensive end helped change the trajectory of Tech's defense there in the late '90s to where it became welcome to the Terror Dome?
Yeah, I think so. He just, again, just a really tenacious, aggressive player. I think it was, you know, I don't know, it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, right? I mean, I don't know if it was the mentality that Bud and his staff and everybody established, you know, in the late 90s, or you know, was that what fed into who Corey became, or, you know, was it Corey kind of taking it to another level? But he was the right guy at the right time for Virginia Tech, without question.
When you run trick plays like you've done on special teams a couple times, when you use them, how long can it be before you can go back to them? I mean, it feels like you kind of use it. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, that's off the shelf for a while now.
You know, I don't know if that's really, you know, because again, the element of surprise could be we do the same thing this week. You know, they're probably not expecting you to. But, you know, I think people generally will practice what they've seen on film from the year. So you tend to stay away from it, but, you know, we still have them in the arsenal, along with a couple others.